Meghan Markle was snubbed by A-lister who didn't want to appear on her Netflix series. The New York Post ran with this headline and used contributor Kinsey Schofield, who showed up on a podcast talking about Dolly Parton did not want to be associated with Meghan Markle.
Looks like Meghan Markle is getting the last laugh after her Netflix show got picked up for a season 2, leaving her haters gagged, including her own father.
She's Megan Sussex, and you need to put some respect on her name.
So get this, Netflix just announced that they wrapped up filming another season of With Love, Meghan.
And Meghan Markle's team was livid, and they were trying to use Dolly Parton because Dolly Parton is well known in the lifestyle industry, and Dolly Parton wasn't having any of that. I'm a celebrity booker, producer, TV producer, and have been for 20 years, and this is seriously the all wrong.
I've always loved taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it.
Now, the show has had so many people divided, with a lot of people calling her every single name in the book.
This is by far the worst deal in Netflix history.
First of all, there is a TV show booker on every show. That's a person like me who goes through lists and lists and pitches them to like Meghan Markle and the executive team and says, how about we book this person? How about we book this person? And the booker probably said, how about we book Dolly Parton? She has baking things and she's in the lifestyle section.
This show for me was unoriginal, dull, and as expected.
Part of what was making her show unwatchable was just some of the comments she was making, okay? Like, in one episode, she's talking about how you shouldn't fill up your ice cube tray with tap water.
On top of that, her own estranged father, Thomas Markle Sr., jumped into the chat and slammed Meghan's show.
Meghan Markle probably said, oh yeah, I love Dolly Parton. Let's try to get her. And the rep reached out and her team said, no, Dolly's unavailable for this. Probably because she's not on the same part of the world, or she doesn't want to fly, or like many other practical things that has literally nothing to do with Meghan Markle. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've worked with every celebrity, and this is how it works.
And I quote, everything she says is pre-planned and rehearsed. It makes me laugh because I know all her looks and expressions. Jeez, who needs enemies when you have family like that? Listen, on the other hand though, fans are sticking beside her and showing her a lot of support.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't a personal dig. I don't know where Kinsey got her information. Maybe it's just something she thought of, but it's not real. Trust me. Take it from me. I have 20 years in the business. Sorry to disappoint anyone who was excited that Meghan Markle got snubbed, but I guarantee you it's not true. Does this surprise you, or do you think Dolly Parton snubbed Meghan Markle?
Something big just snapped in Meghan Markle's world. And this time, it wasn't a tabloid rumor or a royal fallout. It was Dolly Parton. Yes, the queen of country music herself just turned down a personal invite from Meghan to appear on season 2 of With Love, Meghan. And not quietly. Sources say Dolly's team gave a firm, respectful no. And the reason? They didn't want her name caught in the crossfire of what they politely called a reputational storm. That's huge. This wasn't just a missed cameo, it was a signal. Loud and clear, that even America's most beloved star doesn't want to be part of Meghan's next media project. That one moment triggered a domino effect of questions. Is the show collapsing behind the scenes? Are more celebrities about to walk? And is Netflix secretly panicking about its $100 million investment? The timing couldn't be worse. Meghan's second season was supposed to be the big comeback. A fresh start. A soft reset of the criticism that flooded season 1. But instead of buzz and excitement, the headlines are now filled with words like backlash, walkouts, and business risk. And that's not coming from tabloids. It's from actual industry insiders. In just 48 hours, Meghan's image has taken hit after hit.
Thompkins. So I've got this here, this pineapple, and let's play the reason for it. It turns out that With Love, Meghan, that toweringly tedious, useless TV series.
Dolly's public no resurfaced jabs from Brooke Shields and rumors that even her own fan base is losing faith. What was meant to be a cozy lifestyle series is now shaping up to be one of Netflix's riskiest bets, with rumors of failed test screenings, guest cancellations, and awkward last-minute rewrites swirling all over the internet. But here's the real question. Is this just bad PR? Or the beginning of a much bigger unraveling? Let's get into what went down, and why this might be Meghan's most difficult chapter yet. Behind the camera, behind the headlines, there's a number that keeps floating around like a ghost. $100 million. That's the rumored total value of Meghan Markle's content deal with Netflix. And with Love, Meghan Season 2, that's the centerpiece. It's the flagship, the make or break moment. At first, Netflix seemed confident. Season 1 may not have won over the critics, but it drew eyes, curious viewers, fans, skeptics, even hate watchers. But now, things aren't looking so smooth. The word around industry circles is that Netflix is getting nervous, really nervous. Commentators are already calling the new season a business risk. That's not casual criticism.
Meghan Markle is trying to kid the world that all is fine with As Ever, that all is fine with Love Meghan and her relationship with Netflix, despite the fact that there has been no restock of product.
That's insider talk for, we don't know if this will work. Esther Krakoué, a British media personality, didn't hold back. She said Netflix is terrified of the backlash Meghan continues to attract, and that the platform might have moved too fast in giving her a second chance without rethinking the formula. And here's where it gets worse. Season 2 wasn't just meant to be a show, it was designed to launch a brand. Cookbooks, home goods, spin-off specials, even a rumored wellness line. So this isn't just a PR problem, it's a financial one. If Season 2 stumbles, it won't just be a disappointing series. It could quietly shutter the whole vision of Meghan as a lifestyle mogul. Internally, execs are reportedly debating whether to scale back the promo push. Some say Netflix is hoping curiosity clicks, even from critics, will keep the numbers high enough to save face. But that's a risky game, because once viewers feel like they're being sold something inauthentic, they don't just click away, they talk, they post, they meme it into the ground, and that's already happening. From a bold streaming deal to a cautious PR shuffle, the mood has shifted. What was once a confident rollout is now more like damage control with glitter on top. But here's the thing. A corporate cold sweat is one thing. When the stars themselves start pulling away, that's when everything starts to crack. You'd think with a massive platform like Netflix and the royal spotlight still flickering behind her, Meghan Markle would have celebrities lining up to guest star on her new season. But instead, they're stepping back.
After weeks and weeks and weeks, and we now learn that there will be nothing new until next year. So of course Meghan is really having to lean in to what she believes is working, especially of course because Confessions of a Female Founder has been one gigantic flop.
Quietly, and in some cases, not so quietly, right after the Dolly Parton story broke, another wave of buzz hit, this time from actress and model Brooke Shields. Now, this wasn't a fresh feud, but a clip that resurfaced from a women's empowerment panel at SXSW last year. Brooke recalled feeling uncomfortable on stage with Meghan, describing her energy as too precious, like she was constantly performing instead of connecting. The crowd laughed. The internet didn't miss a beat. Almost overnight, TikTok, Reddit, and YouTube lit up with split-screen edits. Brooke laughing on one side, Meghan mid-monologue on the other. Headlines followed fast. Brooke Shields calls out Meghan's precious persona. And just like that, a year-old moment became fuel for today's firestorm. But here's what makes it all worse. This isn't an isolated thing anymore. With Dolly passing and Brooke's subtle jab getting viral traction, people are starting to connect the dots. Is Hollywood distancing itself from Meghan? That question hits hard, because for a show like With Love, Meghan, guest stars matter. Big names bring credibility, attention, and trust. And when they start opting out, or poking fun, the whole foundation wobbles. You don't need a headline to know what that means in Hollywood. Once the A-listers start backing off, others follow. Fast. There's no official list of who's still in or out for Season 2, but early rumors of appearances from heavy hitters like Mindy Kaling or Oprah have gone cold.
Telling us how to make things like ice cubes, giving us recipes for ice cubes, and how to sprinkle dry flowers onto canapes and God knows what. Right, so we thought some of these instructions are really, really condescending.
No confirmations, no teasers, nothing. Instead, Meghan's team seems to be going quiet, or pivoting. And every time someone like Brooke Shields gets picked up in the media cycle again, it reminds viewers that maybe, just maybe, the glow around Meghan's brand isn't what it used to be. But while celebrity distance is damaging, the most devastating blow didn't come from Hollywood. It came from the one group Meghan was supposed to have in her corner, no matter what. If there was one group Meghan could always count on, it was her die-hard fans. The loyal followers who defended her through palace drama, tabloid storms, and every controversial headline in between. But now, even they're turning away. And it's not just online shade, it's happening in real rooms, in real time. Insider buzz from Reddit and fan forums points to something Meghan's team probably hoped would never see the light of day: failed test screenings. Not 1, not 2, but reportedly 7. The most troubling part? These weren't just random viewers. They were handpicked superfans, people who've supported her for years. And still, they walked out, quietly, unimpressed, some even frustrated. The screenings, meant to gauge early reaction to Season 2, were supposed to be safe territory, a formality before launch. Instead, they became a red flag. Audience feedback reportedly called the show inauthentic, preachy, and overproduced. One viewer described the vibe as a lecture wrapped in a salad recipe. Ouch. It's a disaster no marketing budget can fix, because when your most loyal base feels talked down to, the ripple effect is brutal. Suddenly, the safe zone becomes a danger zone. Word spreads, casual fans hesitate, and worst of all, the critics start paying closer attention. There's also talk that Meghan's tone in Season 2 may be part of the problem. One episode in particular, where she speaks directly about motherhood and fatherhood, has stirred backlash for sounding less like storytelling and more like a speech. Viewers felt judged, not inspired.
We don't need instructions on this. Well, those were the better ones. At least one of the instructions that she came up with, one of her handy hacks, her handy hints, was so condescending.
And when the audience feels like they're being scolded instead of seen, they check out fast. Rumors suggest Netflix scrambled to re-edit parts of the show after the screenings. Some even claim a tone-down directive was sent out, instructing producers to soften Meghan's language and shift from third-person mentions of herself, which reportedly felt staged and distant. But here's the catch: editing can't fix authenticity, and once that crack shows, it's hard to patch. Still, Meghan wasn't done. When one platform started slipping, she tried another. But what happened next? It didn't just close a door, it slammed it shut. When things started getting rocky at Netflix, Meghan did what any media-savvy name would do. She looked elsewhere. And for a moment, it seemed like there was a backup plan. Enter Amazon MGM Studios. Quiet meetings were reportedly underway. A new concept was on the table: a travel docu-series centered around eco-activism, global culture, and female changemakers. The kind of polished, purpose-driven project that felt tailor-made for Meghan's brand. But then, silence. No green light, no official announcement, just whispers. And now, according to insider buzz from industry trackers, that project is dead in the water. Reports suggest Amazon MGM walked away. Not because the pitch was bad, but because the meetings got tense. Creative control became a sticking point. Meghan's team wanted a very specific narrative. The studio? Not so much. It's not the first time this has happened either. Rumors have circulated for months that Meghan has been quietly shopping other ideas, from unscripted lifestyle shows to documentaries, only to hear polite rejections from big-name platforms. The pattern's clear. There's hesitation, studios are reluctant, and the longer Season 2's backlash builds, the fewer doors stay open. What's even more telling is the absence of leaks. Usually when a celebrity is cooking up something new, there are mysterious sightings, staged photo ops, or vague deadline headlines like "Top streamer circling Duchess project." But here, nothing.
Trick that people do with pineapple, instead of just cutting it to make the perfect little bite, you follow the wedge. When nature has given you all the cues on how to have a perfect taste of something.
Oh, how fun is that? I love it. It's easy. All right, is it gonna work? Am I a good cook? It's great.
It's as if Hollywood is playing wait and see. Or worse, quietly backing away. That leaves Meghan with a shrinking sandbox. Netflix is her main platform now, maybe the only one willing to bet big. And if with love, Meghan stumbles, there might not be another network waiting in the wings. This isn't about cancellation, it's about momentum. And Meghan's media momentum, once red hot, is starting to stall. But here's where things get really complicated, because the next part of Season 2 isn't just lifestyle content, it dives headfirst into deeply personal and highly controversial territory. And that, more than anything, might be the reason even allies are treading carefully. Just when the noise started to cool, Meghan dropped the one announcement that reignited everything, and not in a good way. In a recent statement tied to With Love, Meghan Season 2, she shared that one of the episodes would focus on the importance of motherhood and fatherhood. She framed it as a message to society about parenting, responsibility, and how young families need guidance. On paper, that might sound noble, but the way it came across, not so much. She reportedly said things like, "Society needs lecturing," and "I believe it's my role to guide mothers and fathers on how to do better." And while intention matters, so does delivery. Viewers didn't hear motivation, they heard judgment. People pushed back fast. Parenting bloggers, family advocates, and even casual fans took to social media to call the tone preachy and out of touch.
Right, that was incredible, wasn't it? So yes, how to eat pineapples. So because you've got the nature that's giving you these little squares or hexagon. Well, that's a hexagon, isn't it? That you can. It's easy. So I'm going to do it now, Kins. Right, one. There you go. There you go. There you go. Do you think I'm following the instructions okay? It's pretty complicated. Here we go. There it is.
Some pointed out the obvious. Meghan has 2 young children herself, but that doesn't automatically make her a parenting expert, especially not one qualified to advise millions of other families on how to raise their kids. And then came the rumored guest list. Reports say California Governor Gavin Newsom will appear in one episode to talk about climate and wildfires. Vice President Kamala Harris is also expected to join for a special discussion on diversity and equity. Suddenly, what was pitched as a cozy lifestyle show started looking more like a political town hall. Critics say Meghan's blending of cooking, parenting advice, and political themes feels forced, like she's trying to cover too much ground in a single season. And for viewers just tuning in for recipes or relatable moments, it's a disconnect. Add to that accusations of copying content from other celebrity cooking shows, including claims that certain dishes shown in Season 2 were inspired by Guy Fieri and Rachel Ray. And you've got a recipe for chaos. Fans didn't sign up for lectures. They wanted something warm, empowering, and fun. But as one viral post said, "This isn't with love, it's with an agenda." And just when things couldn't get any messier, the release date drama began. At this point, with Love, Meghan Season 2 is starting to feel like a moving target. Originally, the show was expected to launch on January 15th, then it shifted to March. Now, it's been quietly pushed to fall 2025 with no official premiere date in sight. The reason given? Out of respect for the California wildfires, which had dominated headlines at the time of the original launch window. It sounds thoughtful, but insiders and fans aren't fully buying it. Why? Because the delays keep piling up, and they're starting to feel less like sensitivity and more like strategy. Rumors suggest the real reason might have more to do with internal concerns, like underwhelming feedback from test screenings, last-minute edits, and even possible guest recuts. Some sources say Netflix is taking extra time to rework tone-heavy segments, soften politically charged scenes, and shift the focus back to lifestyle content. Others think the platform may just be buying time, hoping the controversy storm will pass before rollout. The problem? Every delay chips away at audience confidence. People don't forget. The internet doesn't sleep.
Look!
Oh my gosh, it's like someone should tell Meghan Markle, maybe it's Brooke Shields, that if it was cut out of the show, it's probably for a reason.
There it is. I'm going to do one more because Frieza went out and bought this, so there's the least we can do. Right, you watching this?
And when your premiere date keeps moving without a clear explanation, fans start asking questions. Is the show unfinished? Is the network unsure? Are guests pulling out? The silence only adds fuel. Netflix's promotional pages still show coming this fall, but so far there's no teaser trailer, no confirmed press tour, and no sign of Meghan doing her usual media warm-up. Compare that to the loud rollout of Season 1, which included interviews, podcasts, and curated social campaigns. And the difference is hard to ignore. Even Meghan's most loyal supporters have noticed the change in energy. What was once positioned as a bright, empowering comeback now feels cautious, almost defensive, as if everyone behind the scenes is holding their breath, hoping the second season will land better than the first, but unsure if it will. And that brings us to the real question. With celebrity allies stepping back, fans pulling away, and platforms losing patience, Is Meghan's second act already unraveling? Let's wrap this up with a reality check. Can she bounce back, or has the public already made up its mind? For someone used to commanding headlines, Meghan Markle now faces a different kind of spotlight. The quiet kind. The kind where people aren't talking because they're impressed, but because they're walking away. Let's be honest. Season 1 of With Love, Meghan wasn't exactly a hit. It was polished, it was purposeful, but critics weren't sold. Rolling Stone called it an ego trip. Slate said it felt carefully curated to the point of disconnect. And even the more sympathetic outlets admitted it lacked soul. Season 2 was supposed to fix all that. It was supposed to be the comeback, the redemption arc, the one where Meghan finally felt authentic. Not produced, not packaged, just real. But now, that comeback feels shaky. Test audiences, even the hand-picked ones, rejected it. High-profile friends like Dolly Parton are steering clear. Public opinion is splintering, and the show's own messaging is starting to feel more like defense than inspiration. So, can Meghan turn it around? Maybe. She's done it before.
Right, so I'm going in on the hexagon, in there like that. This is the most exciting thing I've done on this show since we ate her jam, her non-jam. So here it comes. Look at this. Nature has provided us with this handy here. There you go.
After the royal exit, many counted her out. And yet she landed a major Netflix deal, a Spotify partnership, and built an international brand with global reach. That doesn't happen by accident. Meghan is smart, strategic, and knows how to pivot. But here's the catch. Public trust is different from platform access. And once people stop believing in your message, even the biggest platform can't save the story. Right now, Meghan is at a crossroads. If Season 2 surprises audiences, it could relaunch her brand entirely. If it misses the mark, again, it might quietly mark the end of her streaming era. One thing's for sure. In today's media landscape, viewers want realness. They want vulnerability, not just polished quotes. They want storytelling that feels honest, even messy, not carefully managed. Meghan still has the platform, the audience, and the influence. But will she use it to connect or to control? Because in the end, the success of With Love, Meghan won't come down to guest stars, politics, or production budgets. It'll come down to one thing. Can viewers see her as someone real, or just another product of a brand too tightly managed to feel human? Meghan Markle's second season was meant to be a redemption arc, a fresh start. Instead, it's spiraling into a cautionary tale. From Dolly Parton's quiet rejection to fan walkouts and studio hesitations, With Love, Meghan isn't just facing PR issues, it's facing a credibility crisis. And no amount of high-profile cameos, last-minute edits, or glossy trailers can patch what's been slowly unraveling. Trust. Audiences today can sense when something's off. They crave sincerity, not speeches. Relatable stories, not rehearsed lines. So the real question isn't whether Season 2 will premiere. It's whether anyone will still be watching when it does. And if this truly is Meghan's last shot at reshaping her public image, she may have already missed it.